Hi guys and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. I'm Farhad. If you are new to this channel then please smash that subscribe button now. And we are still 4 away from 800 subscribers or 800 members of our Digi family. So please help me get past that mark and let's grow this community together. But the film that we are going to be discussing today is a Tamil film which is directed by P.A. Ranjit called and you'll have to excuse me on the name, okay? If I'm mispronouncing it, please let me know in the comment section. It is called Natchathiram Nagargiradhu. Let's call it NN. It's a bit of a tongue twister for me. I'm so sorry, not able to pronounce it correctly. It is Natchathiram Nagargiradhu. I hope I pronounced it right, but the film is directed by P.A. Ranjit, more importantly, who had earlier directed Sarapatta Parambarai, which was one of my favorite sports films from last year. He had also directed a short in the anthology film which is called Victim, which is streaming on Sony Live, and his was the standout anthology. And if you're familiar with his filmography, then you would know that his stories are very simple on the surface of it. You know, the from the onset, his stories are very simple, but the layered and the complex dynamics that comes in, he plays it in the second layer. So the more you dwell into his stories, the more deeper you are able to understand what he's trying to say. It is so layered and nuanced that it requires your attention and requires what he's actually trying to say. So I was expecting nothing short from NN, which is his new film. Let's call it NN for the the pronunciation problem that I have with this film. And let me know if I've pronounced it right. I'm pretty sure it's not right. But NN is it follows the story of a group of members of a theater group who keep discussing. They have ongoing discussions about love and love, as you say, it is a complex emotion. It is not a very simple emotion. When we say that I love you, that might seem simple, but it has a lot of baggage to it, and it is very layered, it is very complex. It also has its share of prejudices that our society does throw into our minds, and that which is there, I feel that makes love a very complex emotion. Love is not same for everyone and there are different shades of love, and that is something that has been addressed in this film, which is almost 3 hours long. It is 170 minutes if I'm not wrong, and that did make it a daunting task for me initially. I had said it in my review of Cobra as well, which was 3 hour long. It's sitting through a 3 hour or a two, anything more than a 2.5 hour film is a bit of a task. But the screenplay here is a breeze. It is conversational, it is niche, but it is an absolute breeze that is there. And I will be giving out mild spoilers and the underlying meanings of certain sequences here. So viewers discretion is advised in this video. There is no way I can discuss this film without giving out any of the spoilers or some of the spoilers. So if you not watch the film, I would suggest just skip through some minutes of this video and then come finish the video, and then you can come in for the explanation part after you finish the film, because this film is an absolute must watch. So here we go, the spoilers that are there. Firstly, the drama that opens, it is it you see a man and a woman on bed, and they do have their share of love. You can make out they are a couple and they do have that love between them, that chemistry between them. However, a love for both of them is very different at that point of time as well, and that is something that is explained through their own conversations. It is a casual free-willing conversation that is there, which eventually leads up to the taste of music that they have, the sense of music that they have, the Ilaya Raja reference that is there. But having said that, there is this racist slur that the man calls the woman by, and that is when she starts getting upset with him, and that sets the ball rolling for the entire drama to come. Now, the drama, it does definitely end on a fight. It ends on a bitter note, that entire first scene that is there. However, the story is not restricted to their love. The meaning of love that is there, that is not restricted to them. It is a much broader spectrum that is being explored in this film, and that is done through the theatre group. So the very next scene that is there, you get to know the theatre group and the members of the theatre group. Theatre, as you know, is a neutral medium, and it is a liberating medium. It signifies freedom of expression, and that is something that always should be there. So the freedom of expression that is there, that is represented through different members of the group, ranging from the transgenders to LGBTQ community. There's a couple of LGBTQ as well, members of the lower caste, and the members of the upper caste. The entire spectrum that is there in our society, that you would have even at times, even marginally with religion. Every single character represents that in the theatre group. So when you discover the levels of intellect between them for the central theme of love, you realize that love is not the same for everyone. It is different for an LGBTQ couple, it's different for a transgender couple, it's different for a lower caste couple, it's different for a upper class couple. Now, the thing is that some of them, in the name of love, are also looked down upon. The society does not accept these elements that are there, which is rather unfortunate, because at the end of the day, if we have to look at it from the onset, love is love, and we all say that. But here, love is political as well, and that is when things start getting interesting. Members of the LGBTQ community, they are looked down upon, and they are being called names, even when even in our common lives, when we see an LGBTQ couple, they are judged, and so judgment is also a part of the feeling, the complexity of an emotion called love. In a very interesting scene, when all the characters are, they sit through a round table that is there. They are discussing what should be the central theme based on love. What should the play be based on? And one of the characters, interestingly, just shoots down love, calling it shoots down love in the name of lust, which is also a byproduct of love. But at the same time, his own partner that is there, he asks for selfies when she comes out of the shower. So that is the physical attraction that is there, which is also a part of love, if you realize. Elsewhere, when it comes to the upper caste and lower caste, the intellect of accepting love is different as well. So when the earlier couple that was there in the very first scene, the very first scene that was there, they had different castes. Basically, the guy was from an upper caste and the girl was from a lower caste. So when they have a breakup, the breakup reference that was there right at the start of the film, the breakup reference, that the acceptance of that was again different. The upper class guy, he did feel sad, but he did find solace in another teammate of his, another person in the theatre group, although he did crib, but he was not willing to give another chance to his own relationship. Whereas the lower caste girl that was there, she's a Dalit, by the way, in the film, and she has a better acceptance towards love. Even when there's a sort of an assault that happens by that one character who's a male chauvinist to begin with, he starts, assaulting her randomly in a party. She's still willing to give him another chance, because he does apologize from the depth of his heart, and at the same time he also says that he was not in his senses and he will not repeat it. Now, anyone would, other people, including in that scene, the other members of the theatre group, they all were in favor of throwing him out, but she was the only one who said give him another chance. It's okay, give him another chance. This is the only way he'll improve, and if he's willing to improve, that is what I want. So that is the way of looking at the situation and reacting it based on your intellect. And this is specifically because the baggage that she brought in when she was a lower caste, she may have been looked down upon, she would have been called names, people would not have given her chances as well. So when the same situations happen in a totally different scenario, she was willing to be more empathetic towards that. I think that was another lovely underlying layer that was there. Even the politics of love, I think, is very well discussed in this film. When this upper caste guy wants to, when upper caste guy who's a male chauvinist to begin with has a transformation in the film. So when the upper caste guy wants to eventually get married to this Dalit girl, it is his family who opposes, which shows that even a society has prejudices and has been passing it on from generations into your kids. They don't apply their minds and have their own interpretation of love. It is just about finding someone from your own caste, from your own religion, or else resort to honor killing, something like an honor killing, which was briefly shown here as well. And that is something that is where the politics angle comes in, when you are not willing to, and the film does not judge anyone based on that. It is just a point of discussion that it puts across the table, signifying that love can also be political in nature, and it also deals with the prejudices of the society that we live in. However, that same scene, which starts when all hell breaks loose in the house of the upper class guy, his grandmother saves the day because she says that I will not let my grandson go through that which I had gone through when I was an adult. And that is something that was again another shade of love. You can say it was rebellious, but at the same time also being helpless at that point of time when she was there. But she was again more empathetic, considering that this was a similar situation that her grandson was being thrown into. So this is another interesting angle that was there in the film. The final act is a lovely metaphor in itself. The final act, you see that there's a member of a rival group, a rival theatrical group that is there. One member of that comes and fights it out and vandalizes basically the ongoing show of the current theater group that we've been seeing through the film. And there that person represents the society, who's, or the political rallies, or someone who do not agree with your viewpoint and just simply go around and vandalize it in the name of love. You can also look at it from a honor killing point of view as well. But the other part was that the love, the element of love, the emotion of love that is there, that the ultimate message is unity, and it also represents universal brotherhood. So if you see that that person was, taking down one person after the other, when every single person was coming solely and not as a group. But the moment they stuck together as a group, they were able to overpower that person, which signifies that unity is the way forward. Unity is also a way, a manner of love, and that can also be, expressed and relevant to the society. If we stick together, stand together, then any element we can directly pass through that. So that was a lovely metaphor. And also the final scene that was there of the stars, of the shooting stars, that signifies hope as per me. This is where I don't know whether you may have a different interpretation, but for me it signified hope. Whenever we see a shooting star, we wish for something, we wish for some things to happen. That is a form of hope, and hope also in a way signifies love. So that is the entire screenplay that was there, that is boiled down to this, and it is such perfect writing. It's brilliant. It's, yeah, it is an immersive experience. You need to pay attention, you need to let your guard loose and allow yourself to flow in. Each viewing, I would say, will give you a separate, so to say, separate perception about the film. and that is something that is exceptional as well. And it is a brilliant piece of writing. Absolutely honored to have witnessed this writing. The dialogues again are conversational in nature. They are poignant and they will make you ponder. But you just would want to discuss. You would want to be in that situation and discuss it out. This is what the film is doing. It's putting out a discussion. It's starting a conversation, and that is something that is there. Where the audience here is also a quiet bystander in the theater group that is there, and that is something that is very nicely portrayed. It is very impactful. I think the music was again brilliant. It blended perfectly well with the drama, and the BGM was again good. It enhanced so many scenes and sequences together. The cinematography was trippy, and the editing was again outstanding, top notch, absolutely technically top notch. This film is. Director P.A. Ranjit, I think he's gone a step ahead this time from Sarapatta Parambarai, which was my favorite sports film from 2021, and his direction is absolutely top notch. It's almost like certain elements of his mind are put into celluloid, you can say, and his creative mind that is there, that is slowly you get a glimpse into that, and that is something that any film student, anyone watching would want to watch and study his piece of art that is there, and he's done a fabulous job here. Coming to the performances, I think are all brilliant. Kalidas Jairam again had so many layers to his character. He did a fantastic job. Dushara, I think, was the best written character for me, and she was stupendous. The way, so many shades she had to portray, and each one on point. Kalaira Raja, I think he did a Kalaira Rasan rather. He did a pretty good job, and his character had the most beautiful character arc that was there. Started with being a male chauvinist, started realizing himself through cinema, and that is one of my love for cinema as well. It gives you a glimpse into the world, and it helps you expand your horizon. That is why I love cinema, and that's where the character became a little relatable. It helps you open your mind, and that is what was beautifully portrayed in this film. All other characters, I think they did a brilliant job. I think the character of the transgender was portrayed by Sharon. She did a fabulous job as well. Unfortunately, I got to know that she had committed suicide, and she's no more, so it absolutely broke my heart. But she did a pretty good job here, and it just makes me think what she may have gone through in the society for the thing that had happened to her eventually, which forced her to commit the act. But that's a separate discussion anyway. Sticking to the film, I think NN, let me give it one more try. Natchathiru Nagargiradhu is a fabulous film. It's probably the finest film of this year, and a perfect trippy concoction of love, theatre, and politics. It is highly recommended from my end, and I absolutely enjoyed this film. It's streaming on Netflix, and you should totally watch it. There are no adult scenes as such. There are a few scenes which have mature themes, but there are no adult scenes as such. You can freely watch it. It requires your attention though. So if you're liking this video, if you've enjoyed my discussion, it's a very long video, but if you've enjoyed this discussion, please smash that like button. Let me know your thoughts on this film. I think there's a lot to discuss. Please come into the comments and put your points across as well. Let me know what did you think about my interpretation about the film. Also, if there are any recommendations, please leave a comment and I will respond to that. I will get to it eventually, hopefully so. And if you'd like to read my full review of NN, let's keep it NN to end the video, NN, then the link of which is in the description box on my site, Popcorn Reviews with a double S. The link is in the description box. Please read my full review. Also, please subscribe to the channel. This takes a lot of hard work, and please help us grow into this lovely Digi family, and make it a community where we can freely discuss film in a civil manner. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, there's the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Letterboxd links, which are in the description box below. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon as well. I'll see you soon, probably over the weekend. Let's see. There are a couple of releases which are coming, which I will probably be making videos on. So then, until then, stay safe, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you so